In the words of the late, great Dick Enberg, tonight's episode of the Juice Football Talk Show. Oh my. Divisional playoff talk. Oh my. Championship Sunday. Oh my. NCAA football championship. Oh my. NFL coach carousel. Oh my. It's the Juice Football Talk Show. And it starts now. Oh my. Good evening, everybody. We almost had a double intro there. Kenny K here. It's the Juice Football Talk Show. And just like in the intro, oh my, I got my good friend Jody Moncrief from the Denver Bronco Roundup. How you doing, Jody?
What's up, everyone? Doing okay. I'm excited for Sunday. Bummed that our quarterback's out, but this is why Jared Stidham was the first player Sean Payton signed when he came here, and he's been in the system 3 years, so I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. I see you're drinking. We're gonna get a few people in before we do our official, juice it up for everybody, for our juicers. But I got one for you to start the show off. In my intro, I referenced the late great Dick Enberg. Where would you rank him? A very underrated broadcaster, in my opinion. When you talk about, broadcasters, everybody mentions John Madden. But in my opinion, I was an NFC guy, so I always watched the John Madden, Pat Summerall team. But in my opinion, the best NBC team, best broadcaster by far was Dick Enberg. Would you agree with that? Or would you put him on the Mount Rushmore of broadcasters? I think I would.
Yeah, he's definitely up there. I liked him as a broadcaster.
Yeah, he had that famous saying, oh my, but I think I would put Madden, if I had to do it off the top of my head, Madden, Enberg, Howard Cosell, Al Michaels. I don't know. I might have to think of a fourth one there. Al Michaels might be up there. I'm not sure.
He's kind of soured on me the last little bit on.
He's starting to lose his touch a little bit. I would agree with that.
But he has some memorable moments. I mean, he called the the hockey back in 81.
Yeah, the Miracle
on Ice. I couldn't think what I wanted to say. Miracle on Ice. So
yeah,
I mean, he's got some big moments out there.
Yeah,
I was always like Charlie Johnson. Is it Charlie Johnson?
Oh yeah, I know that name. Yep, but
it was him and I'll have to look it up.
I know. Top of the head, it's kind of hard, but let's say hello to our good friend Michael Ronquillo. He's saying good evening, Kenny and Jody on the Juice with 100 stars. And unlike the Denver Bronco Roundup where we always give the claps, I'm going to cheers with my juice up here and juice it up for you, Michael. And going to say cheers. And tonight it's a drink called Golden Goodness. It's a fruit smoothie, apple, peach, and passion fruit. Jody, what do you got over there to juice it up for Michael Ronquillo?
Just some good old water tonight.
Little water. Hey, they can't go wrong with H2O. Cheers to you, Michael. Thanks for being a part of the Juice and sending us 100 stars. Appreciate it. And he's coming also saying Chargers are going to hire Mike McDaniel as their offensive coordinator. Nice hire for Jim Harbaugh. Juice it up, Michael. Appreciate you. We'll have a good show for you. Any questions, comments along the way, please don't hesitate.
Charles Jones, that was his name. I knew I had it close.
Okay.
He always had the big square glasses.
Yep. But I'm ready to get into the show, Jody. I think we got a fun one lined up for everybody. A lot of oh my's tonight. Going to start with the AFC divisional playoff game. Michael's a Bronco fan. You're a Bronco fan. Congratulations on getting to where you are now. And that's the AFC Championship game with a 33-30 victory over the Buffalo Bills. News later, we'll get into it. Bills fired Sean McDermott shortly after this game, and Bo Nix goes down with the season-ending ankle injury. So two big storylines on that game. But Bo Nix was 26 for 46, 279 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did have 1 interception. Marvin Mims showed up, 93 yards and a touchdown. Not much of a run game. 21 yards was the leading rusher, and that was McLaughlin, I should say. But how about this stat? Alex Singleton. What a story. Couple months ago, he's fighting testicular cancer. 14 tackles, 11 solo, and had those 2 forced fumbles. Malcolm Roach had 1.5 sacks. On the losing side, we got Josh Allen, 25 for 39, 283, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, forced fumbles, 3, I believe. James Cook, 24 for 117. Dodged a bullet there with him having his game. Dalton Kincaid led the way for 83 yards and a touchdown. Cole Bishop and Cam Lewis led their defense with 12 and 10 tackles. Bo Nix out for the season, Jody. Celebrated on Sunday evening. Early Monday, we had an emergency podcast on Denver Bronco Roundup. What does it mean for the Broncos going on with Bo Nix? Going on without Bo Nix, I should say.
Like I said in the intro, I'm cautiously optimistic. Jared Stidham is a quarterback. I mean, that's the first player Sean Payton signed when he came to Denver and paid him a lot of money. I know that there were money reasons behind it as well, but then he went and benched Russell Wilson in place of Jared Stidham and told you that he was better than Russell Wilson. He didn't hand the job over to Bo Nix in last season. I mean, it wasn't announced till the final game of the season. I think he's got a lot of confidence in this guy. And if you look at Sean Payton's past, I mean, Teddy Bridgewater went 5-0 when Breeze went down. Jameis Winston came in and balled. Taysom Hill. So I'm not worried. I mean, Jared Stidham he's probably more of a true pocket passer with a little bit bigger arm than Nix. He's not as athletic or make those type of plays, but just throwing in the pocket, he's probably a little bit better than Nix. And that might be a good thing for guys that have been MIA all year, like Evan Ingram.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it sucks that he hasn't taken a pass in regular season game in 2 years, but I know it's preseason. People will scoff at that, but I mean, he balled out in preseason. He looked good. Accurate throws. He was making tight throws. So if he can just keep the wheels on, not have a game like CJ Stroud did last week against the Patriots, just keep things going. And if Dobbins comes back, I expect us in this game. Our defense can get after Mays just like everything else. So, I mean, I think we can get to the Super Bowl. So the Pats don't scare me like some people might think. So
yeah, I'm with you. I'm a believer in, I think the betting public, for those interested, the line opened up as the Patriots as a 5.5 point favorite. It's already down to 4.5. So I think that line ended up way too high. I think the defense will wake up and they'll see the defense knows it's up to them now. And it was up to them most of the year. And now they've been taking things for granted the last couple of weeks, playing a little lackadaisical. I think that's going to end. I think we're going to see a different Broncos team. We're going to get a preview in a little bit, but I do want to get these the rest of these division matchups first. Michael, Pat Summerall and John Madden was a great duo calling NFL games. Absolutely, Michael. They just had that chemistry. When you have chemistry, it makes it special, and they had something special. Let's do the other AFC game. Just talked about, the Patriots. They're coming to town. And we got. I thought I had their paper with me. I don't have their stats in front of me. Did I lose Drake May's stats? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Patriots 28-16. I apologize. Drake May 16 for 27, 179, 3 touchdowns, interception. Couple fumbles in this game for him too, so that's something to keep an eye on for the Denver defense as well. Ramondre Stevenson 70 yards on the ground. Kayshon Boutte, it's a family show, but I could say Boutte because it's Kayshon Boutte. Still keeping it a family show here, Jody. We don't talk about Boutte. 3 for 75 and a touchdown. Drake May did have 4 fumbles in this game. He lost 2. So he was very, just like Josh Allen fumbling the ball. Maybe the Broncos can come up with a couple of turnovers on that side with the fumbles. And then on the other side, we talked about C.J. Stroud, 4 interceptions, and Woody Marks only 17 yards on the ground. So that kind of scares me, but we'll get into our preview because we'll get to that in a couple minutes. But my question here is, we talked about the Texans, the Patriots. Patriots are coming. They're the favorites. Who scares you on the Patriots offense, if anybody? Like, who do you have to watch the most, like, out of the playmakers?
For me, it's probably their 2 running backs, Stevenson and Trevion Henderson. James Cook, I mean, he ran all over Denver last week. Of everything that went on in that game last week, that was probably what I was most disappointed in, was with the ease he ran. And if those guys get going, I mean, that takes a lot of pressure off of Mays. So shut those guys down, make Mays, beat you with big throws. Well, I didn't see anything special against Houston, and he's made good throws and he's played good this year, but he hasn't played, an elite defense like this.
I'm with you, Jody. Let's Trevion Henderson from Michael. Let's say hello to our good friend Albert Dutchy Knoppers saying hello. What's up, Dutchy? Good to see you. And he's saying Broncos are going to kick blank. The Patriots do not know what's coming. I'm with you, Albert. I think the Patriots don't know what's coming. This is going to be a fired up team. I'll give you another guy, a guy that I'm worried about in this one. It's just because of the way they played against tight ends this year. Dalton Kincaid had 4 for 80, 4 for 83, and 6 for 83 and a touchdown and a loss. I don't want Hunter Henry getting 8 for 100 in this game. Got to find a way to stop him. Diggs is going to be on PS2. Riley Moss and the other guys, let Boutte and somebody else beat you. I don't want Hunter Henry getting 8 for 100. Find a way to stop Hunter Henry because he is a dangerous receiving tight end in this league still, in my opinion. And there's Michael saying Austin Hooper and tight end Hunter Henry with the New England Patriots scares him a little bit as well.
Yeah, I want to see our pass rush. That's I think you can get after. I know Will Campbell is a first round pick from last year or from this year, but I think you can get after their O-line a little bit, and I think you can eat a little bit. I think last week's matchup was a much worse matchup for Denver than this matchup. So you get after Mays, you can force him to make him prove that he can make those throws and throw under pressure and stuff, because we really haven't seen it all year. I mean, Patriots had the easiest schedule in the NFL. They really haven't played anyone. And even last week, I mean, for as bad as C.J. Stroud, what do you have? 4 interceptions and 3 fumbles. And, I mean, they're in the game late still. So,
yeah.
So if Sean, and I'll trust Sean Payton. I mean, you get Dobbins back. He runs the ball a little bit. You clock control. I don't expect this to be a blowout.
No, not on either. And Albert's saying the Patriots are good in hiding their play. I don't think so. Well said there, Albert. Let's move to the NFC and talk.
I have one other thing real quick that I did here. Do you think so when Josh McDaniels was hired with the Raiders, that was the first guy he went and traded for was Jared Stidham, and then he, just got rid of him, for no really reason. Do you think that there's a little revenge there, like with from Stidham against Josh McDaniels? A little bit
Yeah,
like he
I would
wants
say
some
a little
revenge
bit.
there.
I would say a little bit. It's got to be motivating
And
for.
maybe even the Patriots. I mean, I heard today, and I didn't. I mean, if I would have put two and two together, but I mean, they picked Stidham. They brought Cam Newton back in over Jared Stidham that year, and I thought, Cam was washed by then.
Jared Stidham has a chance to be Denver legend and be the first quarterback since Peyton Manning and John Elway to get the Broncos to their next Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. So he could be on the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks when you look at it. If he can get to the Broncos to the Super Bowl, that's how crazy this football is. 1 week you're sitting on the bench, and the next week you could be playing in a Super Bowl. And crazy, but
and this is where you love your head coach. I mean, Sean Payton.
Mm-hmm.
This is where Sean Payton is really going to earn his money this week.
Michael's saying that they brought back Brandon Johnson to the Broncos practice squad, so another familiar face coming back to Denver. Let's go to the NFC, Jody, real quick, and then we'll get to the championship rounds. So 49ers and the Seahawks opened up, Saturday night. And the Seahawks took control early and never looked back. A 41-6 victory. And here's some mind-blowing numbers. You ready? When you say 41-6, I'm going to give you Sam Darnold's numbers. 12 for 17, 124 yards and a touchdown. But they scored 41 points. How could they score 41 points, you say? Kenneth Walker, 116 on the ground, 3 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp, familiar face, old face, 5 for 60 led the way. Rashid Shaheed, I know Jody wanted him on the Broncos. I know a couple other people in the audience wanted him on the Broncos. Trade deadline acquisition, returns a kick for a touchdown in this one. On the losing side, not much for the 49ers. Purdy, 140 yards with an interception. McCaffrey, 11 for 35 rushing. And like I said, all those injuries, they add up.
They
Jake
finally caught
Tongues,
up, yeah.
Again, family show. Tongues, Boutte, we're not going there. 5 for 59 in a losing cause. But like I said, the defense showed up, and the defense wins championships. So let's see the best 2 defenses get to the Super Bowl, in my opinion. So we'll see. They got the Rams coming up. We're going to preview that in a couple minutes, but any thoughts on this game, Jody, going forward? Robert Saleh hired as the new Titans coach is the storyline in this one, in my opinion.
I mean, this game was over after the first play of the game, after the kickoff to start the game.
Yep.
And it just went downhill from there. 49ers have no playmakers other than Christian McCaffrey. I mean, he got a stinger in the game. Seattle is sneaky, one of the best defenses in football. Mike McDonald he's the real deal when it comes to defense, and he's a sneaky good head coach. And you got Kubiak there as well. I think he's going to get a head coaching job this cycle. And, he came from the Shanahan tree, running the ball. They did lose Charbonnet. I did see that, torn ACL. Yep. So, I mean, that's a blow. But
Michael just alluded to that as well. That's a big blow. That's a big blow.
When you can, whether he was a starter or backup, however, but you can turn to Kenneth Walker. I mean, that's a pretty good 1-2 punch. So, ride Kenneth Walker into the ground for 2 games.
Yeah, I have to see who's their backup, but that's a loss because if you use Sam Darnold as a game manager, which they are doing, like Michael said, they're going to be a problem for the Broncos or Patriots. But if you get Darnold throwing the ball 30, 40 times, that's where he makes his mistakes. And the Rams did that last time, so we'll see. But
that's the thing with Clint Kubiak. He's not going to put Sam Darnold in that position. He, like I said, he's from the Shanahan tree, and he knows run the football first.
Mm-hmm. I agree. We got one more to preview, one more to review, and then we'll get into our previews. Bears and Rams, and man, did it end up with a classic on Sunday night. Rams go into cold Soldier Field and pull away an overtime victory, 20-17, behind Matthew Stafford, 20 for 48, 258. Kyron Williams, 87 on the ground. Colby Parkinson, a tight end that's come alive in the last couple of weeks. He had 56 yards along with Puka Nacua. Caleb Williams, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Devondre Swift, 76 yards on the ground. And Colston Loveland, the tight end to watch for the future. I know that was one of the names Jody liked going into the draft for the Broncos. And he had 4 for 56. But the big news here, the game was in overtime. And but before overtime, the fourth quarter, a prayer, a Hail Mary, almost a Hail Mary type of play. Caleb Williams running back 15, 20 yards, throws the ball up for grabs, and Cole Kmet somehow manages to catch the ball. All the momentum in the world to the Bears. You think the Bears, when they're 19 lives, they're going to pull another one off. The Rams get them in overtime. Caleb Williams throwing the INT. I saw 2 coaches in this game, and I like Sean McVay, and he gets praised for being one of the best. Ben Johnson, one of the best offensive minds. But just like Michael said, we must be thinking alike, Michael. And let me put that up. He's saying Ben Johnson was being too cute. You're moving the ball. You're in overtime. All you need to do is get a field goal. And he's throwing the ball 30 yards downfield with Caleb Williams, who's not the most accurate of passers. Let's be honest. 23 for 42 all throughout the year. He barely 60%. 59%, I think he might have been for the year. Why are you getting too cute? Like Michael just said, run the ball. DeAndre Swift is running the ball. All you need with Cairo Santos is another 10, 15 yards, and you're throwing the ball 30 yards downfield. I think it blew it right there. And then the Rams came back and they got their field goal. And the Rams were trying to be too cute as well, Michael. Let's be honest. Sean McVay trying to get too cute. Stafford throwing 2 balls in the end zone while in easily NFL kicker's field goal range, 42 yards. He's throwing two balls in the end zone. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Why not just try to get 5-6 yards and make it an easier field goal?
I get you trust Matthew Stafford, but anything can happen. Big paw can come up in the air and knock the ball down into the defensive guy's hands. I think both coaches were too cute here. I think the cuter one lost, and one, lesser of 2 evils, they say was Stafford being the veteran quarterback doesn't throw the interception. So
yeah, I will say with Ben Johnson, but he learned this from Dan Campbell. I mean, he's been with him since Miami and then up in Detroit. You got to know when to take the points sometimes. I mean, he leaves points out on the field, and you gotta be smart about it, because if he takes the points, they probably win that game.
Yeah. I'm going to say hello to Adam and Kayla Koppel. They're saying good evening, family. Hope all is well. Giants win at least 10 games next season. I'm going to juice it up for that one, Jody, and say thank you, Adam and Kayla, and let's get 10. I'll be happy with that. And like I said, it's a drink called Golden Goodness. It's a fruit smoothie that's got apple, peach, and passion fruit. Cheers, everybody.
While you're taking a swig, do you think these guys are too reliant on analytics sometimes? Are you an analytics guy?
I'm not a big analytics guy, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Analytics wasn't around in the 80s when Broncos won their Super Bowl, when the Broncos and Giants played in their Super Bowl with Elway and the Giants got them that year. Analytics wasn't around in the 90s, let's be honest. Somebody invented the word analytics, and some of these coaches take it too serious. And it's, and
it costs them sometimes, because it's to me.
Back in the day, I was just going to say, Jody, back in the day, 4th and 1 at the 50, you're punting, you're doing the good old coffin kick, and you're letting your defense get you the ball back. 4th and 2, 4th and 3, there's no question about it. You're punting. Now it's going because analytics tells you to go for it.
What I find crazy about it too is something like that. you're one first down or 6 or 7 yards really, and you're in field goal range. These guys that are booming six, you're basically giving them 3 if you don't get it.
I know.
That's what's crazy to me. And then you watch at the end of games and you were losing by a field goal. It's crazy to me the amount of money these guys are making and what analytics says. It's like that didn't get you where you are currently.
Yep. Let's do this, Jody. We're almost up on the 30-minute mark. So let me just say a quick hello and mention our wonderful sponsor tonight, Morgan Trinkets. Morgan Trinkets, specialized in Southwest jewelry, Southwest pottery, and estate gold at wholesale prices for over 35 years. You can catch them online on Etsy by typing in Morgan Trinkets or catching them on eBay at Pearl Heat, Heat, or see them live this weekend, the Retro Show at the Longmont Fairgrounds on January 24th in Longmont, Colorado. And also on the 31st, also at the Loveland Fairgrounds for the Ultimate Garage Sale, Longmont, Colorado. Once again, check out our amazing sponsor, Morgan Trinkets. Thank you, Ms. Pearl, for supporting our show and all of our shows on Rocky Mountain Sports Network. Appreciate all the support you give us. Thank you for being our wonderful sponsor this evening. One wonderful, also excited, Adam and Kayla are excited to fly back to Denver this weekend and attend the game. Oh, you have to be on Wednesday. Jody will be on tomorrow with Keith on Denver Bronco Roundup. And then pregame and postgame we're going to be doing on Sunday as well. So we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to know how the experience was. And let's go Broncos. Let's get it done. Jody, I want to get into AFC Championship. We're talking about the Broncos. Adam and Kayla are going. I'm going to let you give us keys to victory for the Broncos. And then I don't think we got any Patriots fans in here, so I'll be the public enemy tonight and give you the Patriots keys to victory.
There's not a lot for me. One, Sean Payton drop a good game plan and put Jared Stidham in good situations. Don't make him make tough throws or any of that. 2, rely on your defense. Let the defense keep this game close. 3, hopefully Dobbins is back, and if he's not, McLaughlin still had over 5 yards of carry last week. Commit to the run a little bit more. Try to run the clock. Those are my 3 big ones. Maybe a 4th is try to get a lead and put a little pressure on the Patriots where they are pressing a little bit. Maybe they got to throw. Those type of things, but almost dumb this down to a way of field position and like we just said, if you're on the 50 and it's 4th and 1, 4th and 2, unless you just are filling it or whatever, punt the ball. You have the best defense in football and let them get after Drake May. You've got one of the best punters in football. Let him pin them deep. Those type of things. That's where I would. Those are the keys to me. Don't try to overthink this. I mean, don't let Stidham can't be throwing 46 times like Knicks was last week. I think that's not a good idea.
Yeah. I want to say quick hello to Pearl, speaking about Morgan Trinkets. Miss Pearl, we just had our halftime break. Miss Pearl, Morgan Trinkets. I have in my notes, Miss Pearl, Longmont, Colorado this weekend. It's going to be the Retro Show, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please go check out Miss Pearl. If you're in the Longmont, Colorado area, she'll be there live doing the Retro Show. It sounds like a lot of fun. And I got one for you from Keith before I do my Patriots keys to win. What's up, Keith? Good to see you. Keith Stober coming in saying, evening, Kenny and Jody. What do you think? How do the Pats scheme with little video on Jared Stidham, Jody?
I thought it was nice. I don't, in the big picture, I don't think it means anything, but it was nice, I guess. What are your thoughts?
I think it's good. I think you got to scheme. I think you got to plan. I think you go back and watch film on him from his starts in that year that he took over for Russell Wilson. I think that's the only thing you can do, Keith, if you're the Patriots, and go back and even watch some college film on him and see the type of quarterback he is. And that's how you scheme against him, I believe. And that's what I think that's what I would do if I was Mike Vrabel and the coaching staff of the Patriots. I would go back and look at old film on him because you got no film on him this year. Maybe go back to preseason and watch what he did in preseason because I think he had a heck of a preseason. That's how I would look at it. But I'm scheming. I'm going to give you the keys of the win, and I'm going to be public enemy number one here. This is somebody's got to do it. I wouldn't never put this on Jody being the Bronco fan, so I got to do it tonight. If the Patriots are going to win on the offensive side of the ball, they saw what the Broncos did. They saw what the Buffalo Bills did last week. James Cook. They got a two-headed monster. They got a rookie in Michael Marquillo's guy that he wanted the Broncos to take in Trevion Henderson. And they also got the veteran Ramondre Stevenson. They're going to come with a two-headed monster and try and run it down the Broncos' throats, try and open up play action. I am scared to death on Hunter Henry this week because the Broncos defense has been weak on tight ends this week. So if I'm the Patriots, I'm running the ball and I'm throwing play action and trying to get Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper involved as much as possible in this game. On the defensive side of the ball, let's not sugarcoat it. It's not Bo Nix back there. It is Jarrett Stidham. So if I'm the defensive coordinator for the Patriots and I'm Mike Vrabel, I'm salivating. I'm saying we got to make this guy make some mistakes. He's a backup quarterback that did not play it down this year. We got to force a fumble or an interception. I think you're going to see blitzes, and I think you got to win the turnover battle if you're the Patriots, and the Patriots will come away with the road victory in this one. Those are my keys for the Patriots. I got to be the enemy tonight, but come tomorrow and Sunday, blue and orange, baby. I'm going for you guys. Let's go. Not going to do predictions on this game, Jody. I want to put you in that. I don't want to, save that for Bronco Roundup. If you guys want to do predictions there, I don't want to jinx anything, so we're not gonna do anything there. Couple comments, Michael. Tickets are going for $999 to $2,000 for the AFC Championship and Super Bowl 60. I think the college football was even more. It's crazy.
That's what I was just gonna ask. Do you find that crazy?
I do.
I heard like 3,000 a ticket last night.
I do, but we're gonna get into college football in a little bit. But Indiana, first time there, I get it. Max Crosby had praised Jarrett Stidham. Max Crosby, Jarrett Stidham's teammate over there in Las Vegas. And Keith saying, that's insane. Guess I will not be going for a game. Yeah, not too many of us can. Pearl wants to know, will Stidham be sacked a bunch? I'll answer as an outside perspective, and I'll let you add anything, Jody. No, I'm going to say no because he is a veteran quarterback, and I think he'll get the ball out. Sean Payton's not going to throw – even though he's got a bigger arm than Bo Nix, I think you're going to see a lot of short to intermediate passes. Get the ball out quick, and that's going to be the game plan, I believe, in this one. Jody, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I don't see a lot of sacks. You got the best O-line in football. I don't think the Patriots pass rush is that great. I mean, it looked good last week, but you got to take into account Houston's O-line is not that good. They were on backup right tackle. They got backups inside, so I don't think so. And like you said, he's a veteran. I mean, that's a Sean Payton thing. He stresses don't take sacks, that type of thing. So I don't think so.
Michael's Broncos' secret weapon will come back. And our good friend, our fellow co-host on Denver Bronco Roundup, fellow co-host here on The Juice, has the night off. Trevor Salzman saying Broncos defense better get ready to go. And Dobbins being back would be key. Any thoughts on that, Jody?
Yeah, I think this needs to. I agree with both. I think this needs to be the D's best game of the season. That's how you. Um, that's how you can assure that you're going to stay in this game. And then I think Dobbins is going to be huge. I don't think you're going to get 100% Dobbins back, but anything that he offers you, if Dobbins can give you 10 for 50 or something like that, I'll take that all day. And maybe what he offers you in the third down pass blocking and stuff, something like that. If he can just give you enough of a run game where they have to commit to it, where they're not just sending the house every play on Stidham.
Ms. Pearl's alluding to the weather reports are changing. It might be a cold day. They are not sure. Both teams, cold weather teams, I think the weather, I do think the colder it is helps with the thin air. So I would like to see a colder weather game in Denver in this one. And you can wear their defense down a little bit in the thin air, a little easier when it's cold out. We'll see. We'll see what the weather reports. Hey, if they're playing on the East Coast, we're expecting a big winter storm here in the New York area this weekend. So both games are going to be on the West Coast and Mountain time zones. West Coast and Mountain time zones, I should say. Yep. And weather, I don't think there's any big storms in the forecast. But anything else on the AFC Championship, Jody? If not, we'll go to the NFC Championship.
Nope. Right. If I'm Denver, I just lean on my number one defense, and in my opinion, you have a definite coaching advantage. So lean on that type of thing. And I don't think I don't expect Stidham. I called something out like 265 and 2 touchdowns. I expect a decent game from Stidham.
It's fair. Look, Joe, Trevor had one before we get to NFC Championship. Would you take Dobbins back if he is 75, 80%, or roll with 100% Harvey McLaughlin backfield? I want to answer first on this one, Jody, and give you the final say on it because it's your team. I'm rolling with Dobbins. McLaughlin fumbled the ball last week, could have been costly. Harvey, not getting the explosive runs. I know he's a home run or bust running back, so I have no problem with Harvey. McLaughlin, back him up to number 3 or even number 4 on the depth chart. I'd rather have Harvey and Dobbins as my 1-2, with a Dobbins 75, 80%, getting around 10 to 12 carries.
Yeah, I agree. That's an easy one for me, Dobbins. I don't know if it was the fumble or if he just doesn't trust these guys, but when you watch tape and you listen to everyone, it's Buffalo's defense is horrible against the run, and you run the ball 10 times with 2 running backs and you throw it 46 times. So, and I don't know how many times were passes that he ran. I mean, you probably called 50 pass plays, and really, I mean, yes, you had some Bo Nix runs, but a true run play 10 times, that's I mean, I don't think he has faith in these guys, and Dobbins back, at least, like I said, hopefully takes a little pressure off of Stidham and puts a little fear where Patriots aren't just gonna, bring the house every play.
Yeah, good question, Trevor. Good question. Michael saying J.K. Dobbins all day. Pearl saying yes, J.K. Dobbins. Let's move to the NFC Championship game. It should be a good one. Battle of 2 teams that know each other well. The Seahawks and Rams will be facing each other for the 3rd time this year up in Seattle. It's the second of the 2 games on Sunday. Jody, I'll go first. I'll do Rams keys to victory, and I'll give you the Seahawks. For the Rams, for me, on the offense, it's simple. Stafford could be your MVP of the league. He's got to show it on Sunday. He's got 2 weapons in Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. Got to air it out. Got to keep this, keep this game in a shootout with Sam Darnold. Makes Sam Darnold and the Seahawks vulnerable for mistakes. Kyrie Williams, he'll get his carries. Watch out for Kobe Parkinson. He's been coming on, the tight end for the Rams. He's been a weapon for Matthew Stafford in this one on the offensive side. On the defensive side of the ball, Jared Verse has been a problem. I think you got to get to Sam Darnold. And like I just said, you get Sam Darnold throwing the ball 30, 40 times, you may get those 2 or 3 interceptions. That's the difference in this one if the Rams want to win this game. Create a couple turnovers. Jared Verse in the pass rush with Chris Schuler leading the defense. Get to Sam Darnold. And they have Kenneth Walker, but no more Charbonnet. So who's going to spell Kenneth Walker is the question. They're not going to have their two-headed monster. They only got the one. We're going to see what happens there. But let Sam Darnold beat you in the air is what my game plan for the Rams. What's the Seahawks' keys to victory, Jody?
Play incredible defense like you did last week, and let Sam Darnold be your game manager. I mean, if you're rolling off 150 yards plus on the ground with Walker, there's no need for him to be throwing the ball all over. Just let him do what he did last week. Don't let him make those key turnovers when he's throwing it all over. And I think they'll be fine. I lean on my defense just like Denver needs to.
Got a couple comments, and then we will pick this one because it's not the Broncos. And like I said, you're going to pick that later on in the week. The Seahawks have had an amazing year, and Sam Darnold 2 years in a row has gotten 15 wins and the number 1 seed this year with the Seahawks. If I remember correctly, Sam Darnold struggled against the Rams earlier this year. My gut is telling me it's the Rams. LA has just been on a roll, right? The Dodgers, and I just feel LA has just got everything going in their array right now in their sports towns, and I think the Rams are going to find a way in this one because of Matthew Stafford, the veteran quarterback, MVP, Puka Nacua, 129 receptions. Devontae Adams is back and getting it healthy. High-scoring game, 34-31. Rams represent the NFC in the Super Bowl.
I think I'm right there with you. Before postseason started, I said Denver and the Rams in the Super Bowl, so I'm going to stick with that.
Couple hellos. Pearl saying she thinks the Rams are going to win. Paul Shatter's coming in saying Seahawks Broncos Part 2. That's his predictions for the Super Bowl. Our good friend Matthew Staffiero, haven't seen you in a while, Matt. Good to see you. He's saying, what's up, gents? I know you're excited, big Bronco fan. Can they do it with Stidham is the question tonight, Matt. We both say yes. Would love your thoughts on that. And then Cooper Kupp from Michael is a key. And Michael would like to have the Los Angeles Rams. That would be a fun Super Bowl if the Rams and Broncos are there. I think that'd be a nice offensive versus defensive Super Bowl. Offensive versus defense.
Can I ask you in the chat a quick question?
Of course.
Do you, and this is for the chat too, if you had to guess, do you think Stidham is more likely to have a CJ Stroud type game or a decent, 250, 2 touchdowns, decent game?
When I look at the numbers of the quarterbacks, I don't think he's going to have a Sam Darnold type game because I'm just being honest with my Bronco fans and co-host. I just don't think he's going to run the ball all over the field on the Patriots defense. So when I look at it, who's left here? I look at Matthew Stafford. I look at Caleb Williams. I could see Matthew Stafford type numbers, 20 for 42, 258, maybe a touchdown or 2 touchdowns in this one. I could see that type of game. And like you said, Evan Ingram's got to be, and the tight ends have to get involved in this one because I could see some short to intermediate passes, not throwing the ball 40 times. I hope you don't throw the ball 40 times, but maybe like a 17 for 30, 228 type of game and win a game in the trenches like 20-17 type game. Like the Rams beat the Bears on Sunday night. That type of scoring game, I think, gets it done.
Yeah, I think I'm the same way. I'm leaning more efficient game than just go out there and CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bank a lot of that on Sean Payton. Sean Payton in this O-line.
Mm-hmm. Anything else, Jody, for this topic? We got about 15 or so minutes left, 15 to 20, and I do want to get into the next phase of our schedule tonight if you're ready. Oh, here's Pearl asking. Let me get Michael's real quick. Let me get Matt's real quick comment and Pearl, and then we'll get into some college football, Jody, real quick. Matt's saying, I think the battle is going to be Williams, Corum versus Walker, Charbonnet, more than Darnold versus Stafford. If the Seahawks don't need Darnold to be the Seahawks don't need Darnold to be a hero, game manager. Agree 100% with that, Matt. Well said. Pearl wants to know, can our D stop Stafford if Broncos go to the Super Bowl? I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you've played the other top quarterbacks. You played Herbert once this year. You've played top quarterbacks. So you stopped Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not as worried about Stafford in that game. It's what cornerback are you putting on Puka?
Right. Jody, I'm going to move to our next topic here, and that's college football. We had the national championship yesterday, Jody, and it did not disappoint. Miami Hurricanes and the Indiana Hoosiers. Let's congratulate the Indiana Hoosiers on an undefeated season. Underdog story pulls it through 100-1 odds. If you put $1 on Indiana to win the national championship, that would bring you back $100 on a payout. So congratulations to Kurt Signetti, Fernando Mendoza. They go on and beat the Miami Hurricanes in the national championship. Miami, well-deserved, played hard. They gave it their best shot. It was just Indiana's year. Some numbers for Miami, 19 for 32, Carson Beck, 1 touchdown. The costly interception as they were trying to get the go-ahead touchdown as end of regulation. Mark Fletcher, the running back, 17 for 112. He comes back next year. I think he's going to be a running back to watch in the 2027 draft. Another name to watch when it comes to being eligible for the draft. Imagine this. Malachi Toney, the star wide receiver from Miami, Jody and chat, just turned 18 years old a couple months ago, right out of high school. 10 receptions, 122 yards, and a touchdown. The kid is electric. Was playing high school football at this time last year and going to algebra class as a senior in high school. Ruben Bain, and top 10 prospect, had a sack. Hakeem Mesidor, I think, going to be a really good sleeper pick in this draft. He added 2 sacks, 24 years old. That's why he's not going early. I look at age. He's a top 10 pick for me. I would love Hakeem Mesidor on the Broncos or Giants. On the winning side, Fernando Mendoza, I think you're going to see a lot of him, Jody, going forward, right? Bronco fans. Number 1 pick projected, 16 for 27, 186 yards. The key with him was that 4th and 5. Kirk Signetti goes for it on 4th and 5 at the 5-yard line, and Mendoza runs it in for a touchdown. Hard run, bruised up on that play, but man, you give it to him. He got in the end zone on that play. Their running back, K'Wan Black, they were referencing the Isaiah Pacheco.
Is that the play? Did you see his arm where it was all scraped up? Is that the play he's jacked his arm up on?
I believe so, yes, because he went up in the air, and I believe if you look at the way he was hit, that could have been the one. They're 2 receivers. Cooper Jr. and Becker. Man, Becker made some great catches in this one, and it shows you don't need electric speed to be a success in college or even the NFL, because this kid's going to catch everything, and I think he will be a middle round pick in this upcoming draft, and I think he'll be a good chance to be a good pro in the NFL. And Sharp, the corner, ended the game with an interception. Jody, you want to add anything? I got a couple of questions for you if you want. I'll start asking the questions.
No, I think it was. I mean, it was a good game. I think Miami kind of lost this game in the first half. They couldn't get. I think they had like 67 total yards or something like that the first half. They couldn't do anything. And then that blocked punt, that was a killer, because I mean, take that away off of Indiana and you might win this football game.
Yeah. A couple comments, and then Matt's got going back to NFL, so we'll get to that. I got it in the queue. But he's saying Mendoza to the Raiders will spice up the AFC West for sure. Michael had a question. I said Matthew. Michael had a question with stars, so I'm going to get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
Let me get the couple questions. Let me get this out of the way, Jody, and then we'll get your question, and then I'll get Michael's and Matthew's comments as well. I'm with Miss Pearl here. She likes Mendoza, but she has her doubts that he will make a top NFL quarterback. And you know why I'm with you, Miss Pearl? Because I watched that game yesterday, and if it wasn't for his receiver Becker, and if it wasn't for that block punt, and if it wasn't for that missed field goal, we're looking at this with the green and orange, not the crimson and white there, Jody. And he had some poorly thrown balls that his receiver Becker bailed him out. I love the kid's toughness. He could be a good pro. I don't know if I see him as the number one pick, and that's what I was going to ask Jody as my question. And then I want to get to Matt and of course Michael with his question with stars. I want to get to that as well, Jody. But real quick hitter style. Is Mendoza, would you look to trade out of that number one pick if somebody comes offering you the moon and beyond for this number one pick? If it's the Jets, hey, I'll give you multiple number one picks both this year to get Mendoza. Are you doing it?
If I'm the Raiders, oh, definitely. And the main reason is two main reasons. One, what you said about Mendoza, and two, this quarterback or next year's quarterback class is much better, and I would expect the Jets pick to be high again. So
and I would expect the Jets pick to be high. Next year's class is incredible. The Jets want Mendoza. This is the price. Take it or leave it. I'm not calling it out of the question I'm not in love with Mendoza, where it's like, oh my gosh, he's our franchise quarterback. I don't know if I see that. So that's a great question. That's something we can.
I mean, when I watch him play, I see a poor man's Phillip Rivers. The way he throws the ball, even on that run, he's not smooth running the ball like Bo Nix or other guys. There's just, I'm not 100% like you. I'm not 100% sold on that. So
yeah. That's a good question. Let's get to a couple comments here, and then our question from Michael. Back to the Broncos. Same thing with Stidham. Manage the game, protect the football, dominate. It's the recipe Denver has used all season. I don't think that changes this weekend. Great points there, Matt. And let's get
based off of that. I have one. Do you think Sean Payton will run the ball more with Stidham in there, or is it even if Dobbins is back, or is it still we throw the football and I'm going to show you that Stidham is a starting quarterback?
If Dobbins is back, I think you run the ball a little more. but I also think you see a trick play because Stidham's your quarterback now. I'm not going to call an end around a trick play, but you got Marvin Mims for those type of plays, right? I think you may see one or two of them, but I also think you may see a little trickery where you run that end around and then it gets flipped to RJ Harvey and then he's throwing the ball to Jarrett Stidham, something crazy like that. I'm telling you, Sean Payton's playbook. I'm waiting for play 499 and 500, and I think it could come this week. I'm telling you. But let's get Michael's question in, Jody, and then we can do our last topic of the night, which is about the coaching carousel. Michael's asking, Kenny, if Matthew Stafford wins another Super Bowl championship, do you think he will retire from the NFL? I'll go first, and then we'll both answer it, Jody. Thank you, Michael, for the 100 stars. Once again, give you a cheers, juice it up, the golden goodness fruit smoothie that I'm drinking tonight. All the juicers out there, thank you. Have a shot, juice, whatever you're drinking, and cheers, everybody, and happy Tuesday night to everybody. So to answer your question, Michael, I think so. Because what else does he have to gain? If he wins the Super Bowl this year, and it's also either the MVP or the runner-up, can't get much better than that. Why not retire on a high? And why not go out, a hero? You just won the Super Bowl for Los Angeles a second time, and now you're in, you solidify yourself as a future Hall of Famer. Some of these players go a little too long, and then you start questioning if they're a Hall of Famer or not in every sport. I think if he wins, Michael, I think he does retire. I'm going to say yes. What about it, Jody? You agree?
I'm kind of on the fence. I'd like to know this. He reminds me a lot of Elway when he retired. I mean, he can still play, but how much during the week does he have to get treated up to play? Is that back really that bad where it's not worth it to him anymore? Kind of like Elway and the knees and different things. He could have came back and Denver was loaded, but like Elway said, it was the Monday through Saturday getting ready that he just couldn't do anymore. So that would be one. But then I'd also like to know, is Sean McVay, is he sold on Jimmy Garoppolo as a starter next year? Does he like Stetson Bennett that much? Or does he talk Matt Stafford in? I mean, and I don't remember whose pick it is. They do have a first-round pick of – I think they have 2 first-round picks. They have someone's first-round pick.
Falcons.
Do they try to piece that together and move up to get a quarterback this year, even though it's not good? Do they try to trade some of that to get a pick next year to get a quarterback? Can he talk him into one more year so that I can get my guy? That type of thing. I don't know where Sean McVay leans on what he has available currently on his roster.
It's a good point. I'm curious. We're going to start pretty soon. We'll be getting into a lot of draft talk, and I can't wait for that. I always love that time of the year, but and I always like hearing Matt's ideas too. Trinidad Chambliss is a name to watch out for. I'm curious to see if somebody takes a big shot at him in this year's draft, or if he has the Shedeur Sanders drop off. I'm curious. It could go either way with him because he was coming back for another year of eligibility. And great story out of Ferris State, transferred to Ole Miss. But is he pro ready is the question. And some people got him going to like the Steelers. Some people got him going out of the first round. That's going to be a big question, and definitely one that I'd love to hear from all our friends and fans out there on the juice. And we're going to get to that in a few weeks.
And I'll have to go look, but with Dante Moore coming back, I think Ty Simpson. No, who is the number 2 quarterback? Is it Ty Simpson? I mean, this quarterback class is
it's not bad. Good. It's worse than last year. Garrett Nussmeier and Carson Beck are actually names that I'm intrigued by because they're pro ready. They run pro offenses. Both were projected very high, especially Carson Beck before he had his injury. They lost the national championship, but he got that team to the national championship. Garrett Nussmeier, also a higher ranked quarterback, last year, and then they had a drop off. So I'm curious to see if those guys make a run in the second or third round.
That's what I'm interested in. You got Ty Simpson, I think Cade Klubnik, but I mean, he didn't have a good season.
You can find them. You can find them.
Yeah, I'm like you. I think
Jalen Hurts.
Chandless.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts, Tyler Shuck this past year was a second-round pick. He looks like he may be the Saints quarterback going into next year.
Or do these guys, do you think someone takes a swing and offers a pick to get Mac Jones or tries to go and sign Malik Willis?
Those are two names to watch out for sure. Mac Jones especially. He was
I know he's under contract for one more year, but I haven't dove into it very deep, but this quarterback class is not good.
No, it's not. Let's do this, Jody. We've got a couple minutes left. We'll go a couple minutes over time. I want to get this one in. It's the coaching carousel, the NFL coach carousel. Of course, my New York Giants signed John Harbaugh, the prize of the cycle. Best coach available in this cycle, in my opinion, by far. Very excited. I think
was that your number one guy?
Yes, it was actually my number one guy going in because I said, if it doesn't cost us anything, that's my number one guy. And it didn't cost us anything but some money. Real quick, before I do get started, I do got to say hello to our good friend Phil McLaughlin, who's saying, sorry, guys, computer problems. I will catch the replay. Have a good evening. Thank you, Phil. We appreciate all the support you give all our shows. Jody and Keith will be on tomorrow night doing the Denver Bronco Roundup. I'll probably help them backstage producing. So hope to see you all there. It's going to be a fired up Bronco Roundup for sure. Can't wait to see everybody. But real quick, so he was my number one guy. Very excited. I think we're going to have a big turnaround. And Ms. Pearl saying goodnight as well. We'll see you hopefully tomorrow, Ms. Pearl. Thank you for tuning in. Again, Ms. Pearl, our great sponsor, Morgan Trinkets. I believe are you going to be at the Longmont, Colorado Retro Show this weekend? I believe I had notes that's where you were. So please, if you can let us know in the comments before you do head out, I would like to make sure that is correct. And thank you for all your support as well, Ms. Pearl. Yeah, my number one guy, but the other two, we got three other hires. Dolphins go and sign the Green Bay defensive coordinator, Jeff Hatley. He's got some experience in college with Boston College. Jody, maybe a C, and that's even being nice, maybe a C- for me.
I mean, but it did make sense with their GM coming from.
Yeah, that's a safe pick. I'd rather go home run. Dolphins, they don't have much going on in the way of their quarterback room. I would have liked a different route there. But Kevin Stefanski goes to the Falcons. I do love that hire.
I like that hire a lot.
And don't be surprised if Kirk Cousins is the starting quarterback next year. I believe he's still under contract, if I'm not mistaken. And that's where I'm going over Penix if I'm Stefanski. And I'm going to, build this team, got the offense, this young defense. They drafted all defense last year. Watch out for that one. Robert Salah to the Titans. What a move. I like that over Matt Nagy, I got to be honest. But I don't know. He better bring in a good offensive coordinator for Cam Ward, or this could be
that's what I was going to say. I don't like
repeat of the Jets. And then
Cam Ward.
Yeah. So let's just get a couple more comments in, Jody, and then I got a couple for you on the coaching staff. Karen, Poison Lady, saying hi. Well, what's up, Karen? We got the Broncos talk in earlier. We got the Bronco Roundup tomorrow. We're just doing the coaches right now, but great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Keith saying, start to get your guy up front. Do you think the Bills did the right thing? Oh, smart to get your guy up front like the Giants did. Do you think the Bills did the right thing? And that's where I was
Yeah.
going to go with. We're going to go with the Buffalo Bills. Sean McDermott got fired. Do you think he was rightfully fired?
Yeah, because it's and I use the Harbaugh, the Mike Tomlin, Mike Shanahan. It just got stale at the end. They couldn't get past a certain point, and I mean, he had none of the big hitters in there. No Mahomes, no Burrows, no Jackson, and they barely squeaked by the wild card and didn't make it past divisional this year.
Yeah. Jody, I'm going to do a little exercise with you. I'm going to see if you're the judge, right? That's the nickname they gave you on the Denver Bronco Roundup, and rightfully so. So I'm going to have you judge. I got the Ravens, Steelers, and Bills. And chat, you could play along. Juicers, I call you all. You know, we got the posse on the Roundup. While you guys are my juicers on the juice, you guys can play along. I have a 1, 2, and 3 names for my top 3 coaches for the Ravens, top 3 possibilities for the Steelers, top 3 for the Bills. Jody's going to either pass or say I'm going to fail on these, okay? My top 3, Jody, for the Ravens. You tell me if you like them or no way. Ravens, Clint Kubiak, number 1.
Pass. Or yeah, I want Clint Kubiak, so yeah, pass.
Pass, okay.
Yeah.
Jesse Minter
Fail.
for the Ravens?
Fail. I need somebody that can develop Lamar Jackson.
Michael's saying Clint Kubiak will not get a head coaching job. And you know what? The Seahawks fans and Mike McDonald will be ecstatic if you don't get a head coach job, in my opinion there, Michael. But everybody's going former head coaches so far. That's interesting, though, too. And my last is your guy, your defensive coordinator, Vance Joseph, to the Ravens.
A fail for them because I want somebody that can get Lamar Jackson to that next level.
So in the judge's mind, if it's not Clint Kubiak, I failed. So it better be Clint Kubiak for the Ravens, or it's a fail from the judge.
Can I ask one? What do you think of Brian Daboll there? What he did with Josh Allen?
Oh, we're gonna get to the Bills. Yeah, we didn't do the Bills yet.
But I mean, what do you think of Daboll for the Ravens?
No.
Can he develop Lamar Jackson like he did?
I think Lamar's developed. I think Lamar's developed already. So I think you need to bring in, I don't know. I think you got to bring in a young-minded coach that will get along with Lamar. I don't know if Dable would get along with Lamar. I don't know. All right, so my Steelers, and this is longevity. This franchise has only had 3 head coaches, so this is a big one to see if I can pass from the judge. Chris Shula, Rams' current defensive coordinator.
Oh, massive pass. And because he's been with Sean McVay from the very beginning in LA, so that's why I want him. I mean, I'm pretty sure that he's learned a thing or two from McVay. So,
and then I got Clint Kubiak.
Pass again.
And Jesse Minter over there as well. So I'm thinking of longevity.
Fail because I don't know that he's ready yet.
So I did better. 2 out of 3 shot here with the Steelers. My goal is to get 3 of 3 with Jody. Let's see if I could do it with the Bills. Let's see if I can get it from the judge. Joe Brady, the current offensive coordinator at Buffalo.
Fail for me, I guess, because
he's tough. Jody's
tough. That's
why he's the judge.
I mean, although their offense, I think, got better when they made the switch from Ken Dorsey. I mean, he never really took Allen to that next level or got him over the hump. So,
Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, fail. That's a massive fail for me.
I tell you, this judge is tough, man. Mike McCarthy.
Pass. I'll pass on that because he falls in that same boat as John Harbaugh, Sean Payton.
That's what I'm thinking.
Who I'm missing? Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
600 plus winning percentage. They won a Super Bowl. He falls right in with those guys. So
I'm with you. All right, so I got 1 out of 2, 1 out of 3 there. Got to hope for Clint Kubiak and McCarthy to pass the judges' test here. Who do you want as the Bills head coach? Who would you want?
I would like to see Clint Kubiak there. I'd like to see what Josh Allen would do in that kind of offense. The zone run scheme, that type of thing. How he would do there.
Fair enough. Jody, it's been a great show. Unfortunately, it has to get ready to end. And even though it's a football show, I'm definitely going to get this comment in from Michael. Carlos Beltran and Andrew Jones have been elected to the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame class 2026. Congratulations, Beltran and Andrew Jones. Jody, anything you want to mention? Broncos Sunday. I know you're ready. You'll be doing Denver Bronco Roundup tomorrow, I believe, same 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Yep. I'll just add on that Hall of Fame thing.
8 p.m. Mountain Time, 10
Mountain
p.m.
Time.
Eastern.
You're right. Yep. Congrats to those guys, but of all the Hall of Fames, I think baseball's probably the biggest joke of them all. Yeah. You rode the coattails of steroids and Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, and then you have these riders with grudges that won't put them in. The fact that Pete Rose, and he's a little bit different, but Barry Bonds especially, he was a Hall of Famer with the Pirates. If you just go off of those numbers, then they're not even sniffing it. To me, it's a joke.
They really should create a different kind of baseball Hall of Fame, call it something else, and let these guys in there and let the.
And I don't know how much the chat remembers, but I remember the Chicks did the long ball, and they rode that hard, and Sosa and all them guys, and those guys can't even sniff the, so baseball was benefiting off of it and all this, and they can't even sniff it. I know that it helps you heal faster and hit the ball farther, but those were great players even before that. So I don't know. I'm just kind of sour to the whole thing.
Yeah,
because you don't even know who did it. There's a lot of guys we can all think did it, but do we really know?
Yeah. All right, Jody. I want to say thank you to our audience, the Star Givers, Michael Ronquillo. I want to thank everybody for being a part of the Juice tonight. Good luck to not only the Broncos, but good luck to the Patriot fans out there. Good luck to the Rams fans out there. Good luck to the Seahawks fans out there. Only 2 can advance. We'll see who's there next week. And, we'll be back next Tuesday for another exciting episode of The Juice. And Jody will be on tomorrow night. Let's hope his Broncos can, and a lot of our audience, his Broncos, can get to the Super Bowl and represent the AFC. Have a good night, everybody. And remember, always juice it up. Enjoy.